So here we are at Stonehouse, aka Witch's Castle. That's legit.
The ghost of Anna and her murdered husband, Mortimer. You here?
Oh look, the insane clown posse.
Yeah, it's definitely
Hey, like and subscribe.
Ghost Pod! Here we are at the Stonehouse, aka Witch's Castle. The first thing I notice, there's a lot of logs, and for once, it's not my fault.
There are some skid marks, but not the kind.
Yeah, we saw a potential skid mark in the river back there, which I thought was very interesting.
Oh, and here we are, Witch's Castle.
Now, this place was built as like a ranger station because I don't think there were like metal railings in the.
It was actually built in 1950. Yeah, it has actually nothing to do with the Witch's Castle by which the witch's name has come about, but it's still the witch's castle. And also, the witch is probably not even a witch, so she was wrongly accused, like all witches are. Can we just give it up for the witches?
It's always about the witches.
A little
Actually,
witch justice here.
I think that what I read, apparently, was that the Witch's Castle was just something that somebody made up, like later. Some kids found it, came out and they're hanging out at this place and they call it Witch's Castle. And then they spray painted a bunch of crap on it.
This land was owned by a woman who was conveniently accused of being a witch when her husband was accused of murder, which he did, by the way.
Right.
And he tried to say it was her fault because she was a witch. So she probably had nothing to do with it.
Hey, the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Kind of.
Let me just say that.
So the Witch's Castle is supposedly haunted by the daughter of the woman, the daughter of the man who murdered her husband, because she's very sad that, he murdered her husband. And so she wanders this forest looking for her husband for all eternity. And here we are.
So you think you have family problems, like at Thanksgiving or whatever?
Yeah.
This guy came up and just cold shot his son-in-law in the neck.
Okay, measuring EMF, see if we've got any extra electromagnetic energy. So far, none. Goose egg. Probably should have been doing this all throughout the forest.
Help! Help me! I mean, I always carry my own voodoo doll with me, but this isn't one of mine.
No. This was, yeah.
See if I get anything on the old spirit box. Anybody know anything about the Blair Witch thing here? I'm sure
it's just somebody locally did it
in honor
of the Witch's Castle.
I mean, I know it's not like this. No, that's genuine. That's from 1892.
Yeah.
It is. You can tell. That twine. Green twine. Big, huge in the late 1890s.
Maybe that's what made him kill the dude.
Probably.
She buried that. Now you're going to kill someone out of
it. You found the proof that it was the witch. Like all this time.
No one looked in the tree.
Yeah,
no one checked the tree.
Like
she
the
really
witch did
made him do it.
She buried the old voodoo doll, Blair Witch doll thing, and he went nuts. So I'm actually going to walk up the steps here to the top. Oh no, it's just Gracie. Another one here. Another one. So Adam, you're like our expert at finding the Blair Witch stuff. Now wait. Now be honest with you. I've got you on camera here. Did you bring those with you? Did you make those and then bring them?
No, I wish
or are you just finding them?
To do that.
All right. So this says every story ends as a ghost story, which is a very interesting thought, to be honest with you. So it's like maybe Klingon writing and then a giant spider.
Oh, cool.
This is pretty spooky.
Dang.
There's a thing I think you should come see up here.
Okay, I'm coming.
Someone wrote something spooky.
The energy on it. If it's the weird energy.
On my way.
Guys, look at what this, there's a little thing on there that says sus ass.
Oh.
But wait, can I?
Well,
Pretty spooky.
teenagers come
And
here.
also, look what else it says.
Oh my god, I
So,
here's where there.
A little more mojo.
It's some sort of, maybe it's.
I mean, there's
algebra?
definitely some
I think it's
witchy.
like a math
I was
problem.
gonna
Right
Oh,
over
yeah.
the edge.
Yeah,
Okay, there's
another
another
witchy
one.
doll. Yeah, we
Another
just found
witchy doll.
another witchy doll.
They're
They're all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, there.
I hope we can get out of here.
It's a broken.
We're gonna be here forever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start going crazy as soon as we leave, and I'm gonna be like, we gotta go, we can't get out.
We can't
I just want it to be known I didn't touch one.
Yeah, I know. If we die, it's Adam's fault. We
Yeah.
know that. He had like 2 of them in his pocket.
I know.
Yeah, you don't take them home.
Oh,
They're
you
not
don't, you're not
souvenirs,
supposed to pick
Adam.
them up.
Where's the
They're like,
person we're
they're
leaving?
cursed.
Adam.
Now I want to take them home.
Yeah. Well, you know, everyone should have a little piece of Satan in their pocket.
Yeah, you never know when that might come in handy.
Not today,
It's kind of a
No,
nice
not
idea.
today, the devil. What do you think about being called Mortimer? Because I would want to qualify that if it were me.
I would go by Morty. He probably went by Morty.
Mort?
Don't you think Morty?
Oh my gosh, like Rick and
I don't
Morty.
know.
Yeah, like Rick and Morty.
I don't know.
But I think his
Maybe.
last name was Stump, which is even worse.
It's even worse. It's Mortimer Stump. It
Yeah.
sounds like Ichabod Crane or a character from something by Washington
Sounds like he was
Irving.
doomed to be a ghost.
Yeah, dude
Well,
gets shot in the neck anyway.
He was probably a babe. I mean, she ran off against her father's wishes.
That's
He must
true.
have been hot.
He might have
Her
been.
name could be Mortimer.
Romeo and Juliet love story.
It is kind of, yeah.
I mean, he helped her. He helped her dad, according to the thing that we read, right?
Yeah.
Like clear the land and build a house
Yeah.
and that. And sometimes you just want a man that can clear some land. I don't
Yeah.
know what I mean. What are the standards of the day? Like,
Unless you accept the story that the mom was a witch and it was all her fault after all.
which I do, by the way. And, you know, actually, do we know Mrs. Balch? Do we know what her name was? I don't know what her name was.
Mary Ann or Mary Jane,
Mary
something
Ann,
like that.
Mary.
I don't know for sure. I
Mrs.
should
Balch.
check that.
Like, I'll ask you if you're around because everyone's been calling you a witch and other
all
unsavory
eternity.
names.
Yeah.
Actually, not another unsavory name, mostly just witch. But let's talk about Witch's Castle, aka was it the Stone House?
The Stone House.
I think the Stone House is the official name, but
Yeah, it's the official name. It's in the middle of Forest Park. You have to hike to it. Depending on where you park, it can be a bit of a hike or Woo, that was awesome. That creek was not a ghost by the way.
we're gonna be.
Yeah.
We're gonna be known for the ghost farts.
Yeah.
Even when they're not even ghostly, it's just
Yeah,
there's
it's like
farting
this
noises going through
creaking
all our videos.
Non-stop in the
Creaking.
background.
That one was
No,
very
it's-
worldly. That was
Yes,
not ghostly
that
at
was
all.
pure. I
That was
watched it
pure.
happen.
They have like a look, the insane clown posse.
Yeah, it's definitely got some interesting
Nice.
markings.
Sounds-
We were trying to talk to Anna earlier.
Oh, Anna, are you here with us or Mr. Balch or what was her husband's name? Anna's husband. I can't remember. Mortimer. That's it.
Oh, I just made that funky sound.
Well,
I don't know what that is.
Spooky.
It's Morse code, remember?
Yeah.
1800s.
This is when you were talking about Mortimer. Mortimer, is that you? If you're here,
Do it again.
punch Ellie in the stomach.
Yeah, scratch. Give me the 3 scratches.
Give him a two-piece.
Give me the 2 piece.
What's up, my boy?
Give him the two-piece. Oh, I like this. Fart.
Yeah, maybe that's what we were hearing on the spirit box.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Give
was
us
trying to tell us.
give us a sign.
Give us a sign. Fart.
Fart.
Fart. If there's a ghost with us right now, can you fart and give us that sign?
That's legit.
The ghost straight up farted. On our, we requested a fart
Yes.
and it produced.
That was the clear sound of electronic ass.
That was a digital toot.
That was a digital toot. We straight up caught it.
Say it again. Can you squeeze spectral cheese again?
Come on, Morty. Give us another toot, Morty.
Mortimer, we all know your reputation.
It's okay. Everybody passes gas.
Yeah. Dude, but you know what? This is another one of those questions. Do you fart in the afterlife?
That's a true, legit question.
And I'll tell you something. I hope so, because I plan to when the time comes.
What kind of eternity would it be?
What kind of eternity? You couldn't fart. I can tell you what.
That's fair.
I don't want
That's
it.
fair. Mortimer? Anna?
Here's your
whoever you are.
chance.
Murdered victims?
Rip ghostly ass.
Give us the sign.
Can you give us a knock or anything? I don't know. Nothing.
I'm kind of hearing weird things out of that every now and again, not gonna lie. It's actually a pretty cool place. We found a lot of really cool things like a gigantic spider, some supernatural turds.
We're not sure how they got there, is
Yeah.
the thing. I mean, they were.
It's pretty
the
mysterious.
turds themselves, I don't think were supernatural, but there's a story that may involve ghosts and or aliens or anti-gravity technology, which we go
The
into more
turds
detail.
were really high, and they didn't look like animal turds because they
No,
were pretty big.
I'm pretty sure it was, yeah. And no bear was getting up there to do that. I'm here to tell you.
It was like, it was taller than me, so
Yeah.
6 feet in the air. So that
At least, yeah.
somebody
It's taller than me. I couldn't see him without, because we put the thing,
We
anyway,
had
it
to
was
reach
up. It was
high
up behind the thing. You'll
to
see.
the supernatural turds.
So-
And then the witchy things.
Yes, yep. There were the witch dolls or whatever they were. The
Yeah,
The
the
Wiccan
effigies all over
yeah.
the place. Mostly probably to honor and commemorate the accused witch. That's the witch's castle is named after, even though good chance was never
Probably,
actually a witch.
probably. For me, it didn't seem foreboding or evil, or I didn't feel any kind of presence that was negative. It's actually very beautiful. So.
Yeah, very beautiful scenery. I thought there were a couple little creepy little things, like the little creepy room with the clown brigade.
The clown face on the...
Whatever you call
yeah.
that.
I mean,
the
it's
clown posse. The evil clown posse.
the stone building was pretty creepy. I mean,
Yeah.
it is.
That one room, I think, was a little bit creepy. And we had some funkiness on the spirit box, too.
Yep.
I mean, not only the supernatural fart, which
Yes.
we did catch.
So there you'll see. I think the first ever example of flatulence from the afterlife. To this point, well, no, I mean, I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure.
I think it's real.
I don't know too many other.
But and I mean, I don't want to turn everything into a giant fart joke, but at the same time, you get what you get. Yeah, I mean, I can't control what the ghosts are doing. You just ask them for help, and they do whatever they're going to do. You can sometimes hear very faint voices too. But one of the things about this was that, number one, we thought that it would be fun, and it was actually, to include more members of our family. So we brought a lot of the crew out there with us, the family crew, not the film crew.
A girl right now, a woman right now is going up there. Is she in danger? Do you think she's gonna die right now?
It's a Bigfoot. Dude, we caught an actual look at that big ass. Wait, no, it's Evan.
Okay, but I don't need you to listen to it. I need it to go into this little microphone so we can hear it.
1 second.
What in God's name? Yeah. Hey, Bigfoot.
No.
So, and we'd be in the little room, and we'd hear on the video these faint voices. I mean, really faint. And sometimes you're going, "Oh my God, is that coming through the spirit box?" But then it could be somebody outside talking. So
We don't really
know. Because I don't know who was out there at the time at any given time. So you're hearing somebody talking someplace.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of activity and interference, so that it made it maybe not the most effective ghost hunting experience.
Yeah.
But
there were a few voices that we heard, and we were like, is this a ghost or not? We don't know, honestly, because it could have been somebody talking around us because our family was talking the whole time. We did have one thing that we do feel is pretty compelling, which is Gracie, who was with us in the large group, part of the posse, had kind of gone off on her own. She followed a bird up a hill, and when she filmed that part, she saw something like a little blur on her camera. And later on, we didn't see it at the time. I don't think we saw it at the time. It was kind of later when we were watching her footage back. We can see what looks like a person. It almost looks like, honestly, like, not to make everything about a witch, but like the Blair Witch movie where he's facing his back to you at the end of the movie. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it.
If you haven't seen it. But it looked very much like that, and then when we panned back later, we didn't see it, and also you went up there.
I climbed up to where that was kind of to get a closer look because it was so weird, and I couldn't find it, so I don't know what it was.
And she didn't see anything with her naked eye, so when she was also looking around in there, she saw nothing with her eye, but caught it on her camera. So that one was pretty spooky.
The bird keeps going up into that tunnel right there.
Well, here, get some. Are you going?
I can film you, Spirit Box.
That's the second
So
time
we
the
just
bird has
we
gone
just
that
caught
way,
a ghost
I'm
on film from Gracie. So we're gonna try to see if we can get it to talk to us.
Yeah, and then that bird was like right there.
Yeah, that's the second time that I swear it's the same bird. It was over there and it's coming that way, and then now I was just talking about it, and the birds are there again.
So she was talking to the bird. Gracie, tell the camera what your experience was.
So I was over there, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw movement, and I got scared. I was thinking, oh, we're looking for ghosts, but it was just a bird, and it kind of was going up this way. But then I went to talk to Adam and some other people, and then a couple minutes later, I came back, and the bird was still right there, like kind of like in this area. And so I was kind of like, oh, that's funny. It's almost like it was like waiting for me because it drew my attention the first time. And then when I watched it, it went up this way, like to that tree, and then it went through that same tunnel. So I was like, okay, I feel like it's funny. It was bringing me this way and like waited for me. And so then I filmed and got that weird thing after a little bit of time. And then when I was just telling you about it, that same bird just went through the same exact, like it's like that path, and then it just flew off to the total opposite direction once we came over here.
This is the concentration of ghostly activity.
Well, here, why don't you talk to him? You take the thing and ask some questions. I just heard people talking.
Yeah, I did too.
It's like grabbed it. Started talking.
Yeah.
Okay. See, ask if anyone wants to communicate with us.
Does anyone want to communicate with us?
Hold it closer to the thing. It's because it was going to pick it up on the microphone. There's a lot of noise.
Are you the person who walked by the camera?
If you're still here with us, make your presence known. You can fart again. That'd be cool. Are you the ghost that farted earlier? We're not judging. We're just asking.
Is there something important about this area?
Who are you? Who is the ghost that we're experiencing right now? And to me, the spookiest part was that when we were talking about it later that night, and she said, "Oh, I think I have an image of a clown on my footage." And I said, "Oh, like the clown in that one room."
Because there was a painted clown that on the graffitied, and we thought that's what she was talking, or Dee Dee thought that's what she was talking about.
Yeah, but she said no. She had never gone in that room, so she didn't even know someone had painted a clown. So she saw what looked like a clown to her in her footage, and also someone had drawn a clown on the wall. So I wonder if somebody else had also seen a clown walking around that footage. So those things were pretty creepy, I thought, and that kind of gave me like a little bit of EBGBs. That, and also I thought Adam was cursed for sure. And also I think it's interesting that we had weird stuff with the technology the whole time we were there. I mean, that is pretty compelling too, because your footage was upside down.
Yeah, which was really weird.
Quite a few of your videos were upside down.
And I don't know why, because I didn't.
Even while you were filming them, you were seeing them upside down, which is weird. And then, we had a lot of those really funky electronic noises that kept breaking up. And then, Gracie's video that had the wobblies. Oh, and then she tried to screen record the funky video that she caught, and the screen record broke up.
It wouldn't work.
So we had multiple technological things, which can sometimes also be an indicator of supernatural presence.
The EMF detector. So here's what I'll point out that I noted was that it never picked anything up, and the most amazing thing is that it never actually went to negative.
All right, so let's talk skid marks. How many skid marks do you give the Witch's Castle?
I'm gonna have to go with again, probably 2. I think I'll go with 2. I don't think there was anything that pushed it up to a 3. The ghost fart episode was, so whatever that sound was, it seemed like it happened in response to a question. I mean, at the time,
Me
I
too.
remember thinking that was really
It was very perfectly
that was
timed.
that was really interesting.
Yeah.
So that was, that impressed me. And then, Gracie's footage and some of the stuff with the birds and whatnot, it had sort of a creepy vibe. But again, I didn't feel a lot of pressure, or I didn't feel threatened or anything like that. So it was a little bit more grand than the Pioneer Cemetery.
Yeah.
So I could see where, I might push it up a little bit, but I didn't feel that it was, anything super scary for me.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna go 3 because I felt like even when we were leaving, when we were hiking back, it was after dark by the time we were hiking back. And hiking in those woods at night, I did have a very creepy feeling. And after all the things that we had happen with, I was fearful for Adam's safety, touching all the witches' effigies, and all the footage of that Gracie got, and it looked very Blair Witch, very much Blair Witch to me. How he was facing the other way, and it didn't feel like sometimes a ghost is just a ghost. It did feel a little bit negative to me, like there was a little bit of an evil piece of it. It felt a little bit more sinister than some of the other ghosts that I've encountered in my lifetime. So to me, that was a little bit scarier than your run-of-the-mill ghost. I do think Witch's Castle is compelling. I think it's definitely, if you're a ghost hunter out there and you're interested, I would definitely check it out. I'd recommend it. We got some good action, and it was really fun. It's
a nice hike. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was a nice, and and I suppose unlike, I don't know the history of everybody in the cemetery, but at this one that it's associated with violence and mayhem, and I mean, we know that somebody on that land was actually murdered. I mean, that's a historical record, and then there were other murders since then.
Yes.
So definitely, I guess it does have that kind of a vibe, but
we end up with 2 skid marks, a 2.5 skid mark moving. This can be done.
We may not be able to do it graphically, but mathematically, we're going to give it. Imagine, if you will, 2.5 bacon strips, and that'll be our official rating.
The Witch's Castle.
But yeah, definitely worth a look. I mean, I thought it was actually a nice hike. It was a lot of fun. It was very beautiful, and there's a lot of creepy stuff going on.
It's a little creepy out there. Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah, creepy vibes.
Yeah.